equality
Yeah.
and the focus on it.
Yeah.
But do you think that has impacted much on how we view the refugees or the ones we
Yes.
accept to our borders? I mean, we basically in both Sweden, Germany, and all other European states have said that as long as you're fleeing from a war, it's okay, but not if you want to enhance your chances in life.
Yeah, well, yes. So suffering is a standard for help, which I think is the wrong standard. I don't think that's a standard by which you should decide whether to help or not, or whether to bring people in. But I think it's deeper than that, and I'm going to say some controversial things that are going to upset people, but tough.
You're just telling your point of view.
It's just my point of view. It's only my point of view.
Yeah.
I happen to think it's the truth.
Yes.
I happen to think it's the truth, but you don't have to agree with me.
No, your truth.
No, I think there is a truth. But again, you don't have to agree with me. You can say I'm full of shit. That's fine. But it's my point of view.
Yeah, your point of view.
With respect to
I think the deeper problem in Europe and in the West generally is the issue of multiculturalism. It's the idea that all cultures are equal in some way. And I think this is a deep, deep problem in Europe, and I think a deep, deep problem everywhere. I don't think it's true. Cultures are not equal. And European culture has forgotten or repressed what made it great. I believe that the culture developed in Europe during the Enlightenment is the greatest culture in human history. And I think every culture in the world should emulate. So the problems in the Middle East, in my view, would be solved if people were free. If people had respect for two concepts that come from Greece originally, but were developed during the Enlightenment in Europe. And those two concepts are reason, as a means of knowing reality, a dedication to reason that went through that period and is reflected in the founding of America. And because of a dedication to reason, individualism. Individualism comes out of our dedication for reason. Because who reasons? Only individuals reason. So if you combine reason and individualism, they are what make a great culture. And they are what we should be exporting to the world. It's the idea that we should be encouraging every people in the world to embrace. And if you embrace reason and individualism, many of the problems all over the world, South America, Asia, and indeed the countries that have embraced it have done well. And the countries that have not embraced it haven't done well. So to the extent that Asian countries, Japan, to some extent China, certainly South Korea and Taiwan and Hong Kong and Singapore have embraced the ideas of reason and individualism, some explicitly, some implicitly, they've done phenomenally well. Right? To the extent that that other countries have not, they've done very, very poorly. But we in Europe, instead of saying, this is what we stand for, this is what it means to be European, if you will. These are the concepts that we stand behind. This is what, if you want to come here, this is what you should embrace. Just like in America, the idea was, if you come to America, it used to be, if you come to America, you should embrace the idea of the Constitution and Declaration of Independence, what they represent. We don't do that in America today, and you don't do it in Europe anymore. And I think that's a disaster.
And by that, but it was also, my feeling was also more that if you focus too much on equality, if
you don't give the people the opportunity to rise up who want to rise up.
If the people coming here don't have the same level of income or then you will enhance inequality here. But if you look at the people coming, say people from Somalia or Afghanistan, where there's not really a war but conditions are harsh, then that would increase inequality here, but you would get another view of the refugee. But this focus on equality basically says that we only allow refugees
certain types of refugees. I think you're right.
So, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you give some example of these countries that have actually done well in these regards?
Sure. I mean, Japan is an obvious example.